thing happened on The Last of Us last night, so let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies and TV way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comments section. So, what are your thoughts on last night's episode of The Last of Us and the thing that happens at the end of the episode? Moving forward, this will be a spoiler review, so if you do not know what the thing is, stop watching now, because I'm going to stop speaking in vague language after this particular moment, and give me that point of reference. Have you played the video game? Did you know it was coming? Was it a surprise? All of that fun stuff. As for me, I have played The Last of Us 1, but I haven't played The Last of Us 2, but by being on the internet over the last 5 years, I knew what was coming and essentially knew. I went into last night's episode expecting the thing to happen. Or I guess I could say it now. I had heard some time ago that they killed Joel off at the beginning of it, long before I even played the first game, and then pieced together that it was Abby, beats him to death, so it's like a really brutal version of he dies. And I didn't know exactly when it happened in the game, and then kind of pretty quickly was able to piece together it happens at the very beginning of the story. And so, since it didn't happen in episode 1, I was expecting it in episode 2, and that is exactly what happened. And so, for me, I'm approaching this not as someone that knows really where the story is going from here, or where they're, thematically I know where it's going about cycles of violence, perspective on who and who is not the hero and the villain, and who's the hero for one person is a villain for another. I understand where all of this is headed, but at the same time, I have not played the game to know how all of this plays out. I do not know the specifics of it or anything like that. I just know, going into this, that Abby's going to be a major character and that they were going to kill off our lead up to this point in time very early on. I did not know how I would respond to that, experiencing it, or how it would play out in the story. So, watching last night's episode, and the reactions, of course, to this plot point of polarizing people for 5 years, and so no shortage of people like, masterpiece, best episode of television ever, and then a bunch of other people being like, horrible episode, worst episode of television ever, as the internet likes to divide and tribalize. As just a piece of television in and of itself, it is, of course, a fantastic production. You can't really argue that too much. That television is this good. For me, as someone that grew up in the 80s and 90s, that television could be this cinematic and this big and this, just the production value is just tremendous. And that, a guy that in a couple months will star in a big Marvel movie is starring in a TV show that the actors go back and forth. It's a tremendous time. On a production level, it's an amazing production of an episode. I don't think you can argue otherwise. But it makes such a bold choice. It does something so audacious that naturally people have very big reactions to it. And they're supposed to. It's not like in any way, at any point in time, the creators of the game or the writers of the show were like, oh, wow, people thought that was a big deal? The whole point was, what is the most shocking way we can begin this story that sets us on this emotionally charged adventure? Because you think, what's one of the things about the first game and the first story is it starts off with a little girl dying unjustly, and then we watch the effects of that on her dad. Years later, how he goes from normal family man into something very different. So, how do you top that? How do you do something that continues this pattern of someone dies and we see the reaction to that and explore the effects of violence on people. They decided we will kill off the lead of the story. It's kind of co-leads, but he's the one that is hired to take Ellie somewhere, and we're going to kill him off. I see that with the information I have right now, and I go, I don't understand why you would start this way. Like, I was trying to put into words, like, what is it about this? This decision feels like this should be the end of part 2 as a cliffhanger for part 3. That we have, like, feels like there's this whole lost story of the journey of Joel and Ellie as Joel processes the fact that he has a very troubled past, that his actions have consequences and it's going to catch up with him. But we also see that he did it for good reasons. He did bad things for good reasons, but bad things still have consequences. And you play out a story, and the culmination of that journey is we've earned a moment where his past catches up with him and he's killed. They chose to, like we started shocking before, we're going to start shocking again. And they take that and they start with the guy that we are invested in. We're invested in him, and we're invested in his relationship with Ellie. That's what this whole journey is about, the two of them together, largely from his perspective. And we're going to start things off with Ellie is insufferable, treating him awful, and a character that we don't know kills him. Apparently in the game, like, I haven't played the game, it's even more, we know even less about her. But as TV watcher, all I know about her is that she is mad that her dad that was going to kill a little girl got killed. That's what she's mad about, which, with the information I have, your dad also made a terrible choice. There was a reason for it. Same, Joel had a reason for the choice that he made. But the information I have is he was about to kill someone. He was playing a danger. He got killed because he was going to kill someone. With dishonesty. Like, he didn't even tell the integrity to tell the person, I'm going to kill you, little girl. He's about to kill a little girl, and he got killed. So Abby is mad that her dad, that was going to kill a little girl, teenage girl, got killed. That's she's mad about that, and she's a sadist. Because she did not just kill Joel. She didn't deliver her speech and shoot him. She wanted to torture him. And even the other people in her group were disgusted by her actions, repulsed by it, and were trying to get her to stop. They're like begging her to just end it, because they know this is pretty sick. Like, this is not normal behavior. All I know about this character is she's mad that her Dr. Mengele dad was killed. So, okay, you're trying to not that Joel was a good guy, but your dad was a bad guy. And you're a sadist over that. That's all I know about her. And you want me to, I know where the show's going. It's going to try and make me empathize with her and understand her perspective. This is a little bit like if I'm watching the movie Taken, and as we go into the story Taken, it is trying to eventually be like, look, here's actually the unbelievable poverty of the sex traffickers. And he's actually a really great guy, and he takes all of this money that he gets from selling girls into sex trafficking, and he is building wells in Africa and bringing back all sorts of riches to Tripoli and raising up his city out of poverty. And I know he did a bad thing, but here's why Marco from Tripoli is actually a guy that you can understand his perspective. If you were watching Taken and that's where they went, you'd be like, what are you doing? What on earth are you what on earth are you trying to do with this story? That would not be strange. they've introduced Abby as an irredeemable sadist that spent 5 years on a mission of vengeance and tortured a man to death who just saved her life, who is desperately trying to save his community. Like, you can see out the window, his community is burning, being attacked by zombies. And he's like, she knows he's desperately trying to save people's lives. But she's a sadist. She does not care about other humans. She does not care about anything except this guy killed my dad. We know her dad was an evil doctor. An evil doctor that might have been doing evil for the greater good, that might have saved the planet. But he was about to do something that is morally evil, certainly to the dad figure to that person. And for that, she's torturing a guy to death and watching a city burn, literally in the background, watching a city burn because she does not care about other people. She's a sadist, filled with hate. And the show, that's all I know about her. And this is where I say, like, ending on this note. If this was the end of a season where we'd spent time helping me understand Abby's perspective, and then it ends with he gets what's coming to him. And so it's like, we're going to be on a revenge mission, but we're torn. We're morally torn. Okay, cool. All right. Like but I feel cheated out of a character I wanted to spend more time with, which is what I'm supposed to feel. That's not like me saying something crazy. They want me to feel that, to be angry and hate Abby as we go on this revenge mission with Ellie, only to at some point in time try to subvert my expectations and be like, Abby's not so bad after all. Like, when I'm reading the comments on my reaction last night, and it's a bunch of people saying things like, Abby's a great character. They chose a strategy to introduce a great character, which is essentially, let me have someone punch you in the gut, but then but they're not so bad after all. Like, you've chosen to intentionally manipulate and screw with me as an audience member. There's a reason that's really off-putting. There's a reason that it's like, the show inherently has borrowed trust because I liked season 1. And it's well made, well written, all that stuff. And then it's like they're spending all of that trust in currency they have with me on one choice. And when somebody just says, oh, she's a great character. Okay, well, at the moment, you've made me hate that person. So why would I want to invest time in you convincing me of that? The show chose to make, she's punching me in the gut, making me hate her. I'm not I don't have a specific desire in this moment to go on that journey. It feels like you just cut off the story that was on because they chose a structure that was start with shock value and then explain the moral complexities of it. It's a matter of perspective for everyone. Joel wasn't such a great guy. Just because he was great to this one person doesn't mean that he was I get it. But you chose a way to tell me this story that is off-putting. It's alienating. As someone that's I'm just watching a show. I'm invested in a character. I'm invested in plot lines. And they end on a note that feels like we just ended it. That's why it feels like this is the cliffhanger at the end of a season. We ended something. We didn't start something. There's nothing right now in the show that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this. In particular, because I know that this does not ultimately like a revenge story in the same, it's not going to play out that way. That I'm supposed to want to see Abby die. That's not where this is going. So I don't know what I don't know what I'm supposed to be invested in. I don't know what's supposed to be the hook for me. Because you so subverted my expectations and so shocked me without leaving me anything to hook onto. The show still has borrowed trust from the past, from what they did before, but they spent all of it. Now, they really, in the next few episodes, you have to do something that hooks me again. Because if you chose to tell your story in a manner that was like, Ellie's insufferable and Abby is a sadist, but you're supposed to empathize with the sadist. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that because I'm not latched onto unlikable character or sadist that I'm supposed to empathize with. I need something to hook onto, so I hope they have that to offer. Like, I don't like that even in just at this point in time, 15 hours, 17 hours of being a part of the Last of Us 2, the death of Joel conversation. I hate the fact that it feels like there's two different sides competing to have me join their side. And it's like, it doesn't get better. It's an abomination. It only gets worse from here. If you don't care about these characters, it's not going to get better. Okay. And then the other side, it's a masterpiece. You need to have patience. Don't you trust the audience, like, or trust the writers? Like, well, okay, these are two extremes. Is there nothing right here in the middle that says, like, hey, it's really well, like, there's a lot of things that are, like, excellent in what they're doing here. There's great ideas, but I don't know. Maybe this isn't the best way to tell this story. If you alienate half of your audience with the way you tell the story, is that the best way to tell the story? Maybe there's a way to repackage this that isn't so just such a shockingly hard pill to swallow. Like, we're going to really, really drag you through the coals to make it unpleasant. But if you can endure it, get through it, eventually there's something, like, at some point in time you say, why are we intentionally making it as unpleasant of a path as possible? That intentionally robs you of the thing that you were looking forward to, that you were most invested in. Like this right here, it so much feels like this should be the end of part 2 to me. And then part 3 is where we're going with this, of like, okay, gotcha. But right now I'm just like, I wanted to spend more time with Joel, and this feels totally unearned at the moment. Feels like you were just doing something shocking to shock me. I get where you're going with it. I get the themes and okay. But you did it in a way that just feels off-putting. I'll be checking out I'm see where things are going. But yeah, like the conversation being so immediately polarized is really off-putting to me. That I can't just join in and say, I had someone like calling me idiotic for saying, like, I don't know, like you have to rehook me at this point in time because you just detached me from the thing that I'm detached to. Called me idiotic, like, why are you even a critic if you're not going to like stay with it? Like, okay, I don't have any patience for that crap. And like, it's like other people, like if you don't hate it, then you're part of the other team. Like the team sports, the tribalism attached to this plot point is just crazy to me. I watch things wanting to like them. Hopefully the show can rehook me. They have something in there that'll latch on to, but at the moment, it just like, I am having a hard, like, here's a final thought on it. When you're doing an episodic weekly show, or weekly shows, episodes dropping weekly, and you end on a note where it just feels like 2 episodes in, killed off the lead character, don't know what I'm attached to, and I just sit in that. I just sit in it for a week. That's a bit of a choice. That that's what I'm talking about. Like the amount of patience you're asking from your audience to just like sit in it. Like, I don't know. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it pays off. We'll see if they can rehook me. I just don't know. And even as I'm saying this, like half of you watching are like, yeah, it's not going to rehook you. And half of you are like, Sean, you got to be patient. It's so good. It's a masterpiece. If you can just wait a little bit. Is there we'll see. We'll see. But just choosing such a blunt way to kick things off to make your point and be shocking. I don't know about that. Let me know your thoughts below.